ain't got no problem with him either. You know,
Okay.
I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, you know, and how he was acting.
He's definitely scared of me. You know, if you have a fighter talking so much trash in front of you, why don't you make an example of him to the world? Beat me in the ring and make a whole lot of money.
Given the history of the sport, I didn't see nobody that can compete with Terence Crawford. And
he older, he got miles on him, and he ain't got that.
You know, I mean, these guys, I don't think know what they do anything. It's mostly talk.
The super middleweight champion of all time, David Benavidez.
This dude can punch.
Where the hell do you go from here?
Terence "Bud" Crawford just did the impossible, pulling off one of the greatest feats in modern boxing history.
Congratulations, man. You did it. I'm so proud of you. You used all my tricks to beat Canelo, just like I showed you. You went in there, and you got it done. Unbelievable, bro. All jokes aside, goat man. Congratulations, champ. So well deserved. Salute.
But as the world hailed him as an all-time great, a new colossal threat was proposed that stirred up major drama and a surprisingly fierce outburst from the man himself.
What do you see for yourself after this fight? How long do you want to be in the sport? How long do you want to be actively fighting?
I don't know. You know,
it's not something you think about. You're just going fight by fight.
I always take one fight at a time. You know, one fight at a time. I feel great. I'm healthy, and like I said, I'm looking forward to having some fun.
A powerful figure in the sport is pushing for a fight that many believe is simply too dangerous, even for a legend like Bud.
I'm sick of seeing fighters getting the easiest fights just because they're getting the biggest paychecks. Like it don't. At the end of the day, it's not even about money. It's about giving the fans of boxing the fights that they deserve. They're paying the money at the end of the day, so fuck. Let's go to war. Let's do what these people want us. They want to see us do, and let's go to war and may the best man win. I wasn't going to go down to 168, but now...
The question is, why is this fight being pushed, and what does it reveal about the hidden forces that control the sport? Crawford's monumental leap to 168 pounds was a gamble that paid off in spectacular fashion. He stepped into the ring against Canelo Alvarez in an event so massive that commentator John Anik called it the biggest live sporting event he had ever called and put on a masterclass.
I mean, you know, if legacy's something for him, he's got to win one of those two fights, don't you think?
Yeah, I think in order to prove that he is one of the greatest Mexican fighters in history, I think that he would have to beat one of those guys. You know, and the only person that he hasn't fought is you know, Benavidez, and I don't know. Bud said he wouldn't fight him, but I don't think that's true. I think that if that fight happens, I think Bud would also entertain that, and if he does entertain it, it seemed like the way that he beat Canelo would be able to beat him again.
The world watched as Bud dismantled a living legend, securing a unanimous decision victory. But it wasn't just that he won, it was how he won. Keen-eyed analysts noted that Canelo's style had become predictable, relying on a heavy, one big shot at a time rhythm. Crawford, the master tactician, simply exploited this flaw with superior timing and intelligent counters.
He older, he got miles on him, and he ain't got that.
And B-side, when you asked me, you said, how would you beat him, Lonnie B? What'd I tell you?
This is the same thing. You'll keep the jab on him, keep sticking the jab, moving and touching him with the right hand, and just turning him on.
And throwing punches. That's how I just throw punches at him.
Yeah.
And I said level to the body because that's open for him all night.
You said he ain't got the movement no more. You said he ain't, you know.
Adding to this, former UFC champion Kamaru Usman observed that the old, mean-spirited Canelo wasn't there, suggesting the Mexican icon might have lost the psychological edge that once made him so feared. This complete victory made Crawford the first male boxer in history to be crowned the undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes, cementing a legendary legacy.
I want to thank all my fans here that support me. I want to thank. This is bigger than the norm, you know, because I want to thank my urban community. I want to thank my Latin community. I want to thank my white community. And I want to thank my Asian community, my African community. I want to thank everybody because today you see us all as one. You know, and a lot of people always say, how you get the Mexicans to side with you? I said, they my people too. I said, so it don't matter if I'm fighting Canelo. Some of the urban community is going for Canelo.
But just as the world celebrated, an unexpected voice threw a wrench into the gears. That voice belonged to Turki Al-Sheikh, the incredibly influential figure shaping the biggest fights in boxing today. With his immense financial backing, his suggestions aren't just suggestions. They are moves that can shift the entire landscape of the sport.
Do you want to see a rematch?
No. He's not beaten Crawford, Canelo.
Okay.
I think he can he improve? Maybe.
Okay, so wait. If he's not beating Crawford, which is fair, right? I agree. Based on what we saw, I do think he can make improvements, but who knows? Is there someone else better out there than that you'd rather see Crawford fight than Canelo?
Well, Turkey did ask, could Bivol get down to 168?
I asked. Turkey said, can Benavidez?
I thought he said Bivol.
No,
as well.
I said Bivol.
Oh.
Turkey said Benavidez.
Well, certainly not. Certainly not Benavidez. I don't think he's beaten Benavidez. I think that's a bridge way too far. I think a lot of things too far. But could you just imagine if Bivol could, the skill we'd see in that fight?
Yeah.
The rounds between Canelo and Crawford went by like that. They'd be the same against those two. That'd be epic.
Shortly after Crawford's victory, Turkey slyly proposed what he saw as the next logical step for the new king of the 168-pound division, a showdown with David Benavidez.
Hear me out here, Kamaru. Terence Crawford versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
I knew it was coming.
He was the mandatory for Canelo.
Oh my God. Relax.
What's up? The scariest guy in the division.
He's not in the division.
He said he could still make 168 pounds. Dude. The reason why he went up because nobody wants to fight him.
That's a big dude. And to be honest, Terence Crawford's 37 years old.
It's about merit. Could I get to the generational talent, as he said, with Manny Pacquiao? He's an 8-division world champ.
If it ain't no big name, Terence, do what you do, bro.
The proposal immediately raised eyebrows across the boxing world. It wasn't just a casual suggestion. It was a move that ignited a firestorm, especially from Bud himself.
Would you ever entertain a fight with David Benavidez?
You gotta understand.
I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't, you know?
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. His brother was big when I fought him. The only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. He might be thick, but he's not a big dude. Benavidez is like 6 foot something. Then he gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude.
And he's skilled.
I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
Yeah, I understand what you're looking at. You're like, you know what?
You just size him up.
Yeah.
You just size him up, especially when you're going into a bigger weight class like that. You size him up and you see your advantages.
Crawford's reaction was swift and clear. In no uncertain terms, he rejected the notion of fighting the Mexican monster, stating that Benavidez is simply too big. He explained that the Canelo fight was a different story because, despite competing in different divisions, he and Canelo are at least the same size. He painted a vivid picture for everyone, noting that Benavidez is 6 foot something and would likely rehydrate to a staggering 190 pounds, 200 pounds on fight night.
Canelo hasn't fought David Benavidez yet, and a lot of people looked at him having to move from the super middleweight to the light heavyweight division to get some of the matches that he wants. But if you were at 168, when we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look.
Right, not now. It's at 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168 no more. But when you look at these fights, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, say, all right, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off, and I told him that a long time. I told him that when, before I fought his brother. I said, man, dude, you can fight, dude. You're going to do big things. But the dude going to come in at like 200
too thin. You know what I mean? I get why Canelo, was like, I don't need to fight this dude because, one, he can take a punch. He gonna come in there and gonna just lay on you and bulldoze you.
Right.
And Canelo just didn't want that. Work. But me personally, I believe in my skills and my ability that I could beat anybody.
His stance was so firm that he made a shocking declaration: I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
The way Crawford is, Crawford's very he has a big ego, especially when it comes to anything he does, bro. He has a big ego. And I said this yesterday. I won't be surprised if he dominates Canelo and then they offer him Benavidez and he says okay.
This wasn't just a fighter turning down a challenge. This was an intelligent champion drawing a line in the sand. This isn't just Crawford's opinion. The physical mismatch is a sentiment echoed by experts.
But at the same time, Benavidez is also the one guy that nobody's willing to fight. And if nobody's willing to fight him, that makes his value more. And so the thing is that if you get the right guy that is willing to pay for that, and I don't see him saying, okay, well, we can't afford to fight this guy. So that fight can happen if it's a fight that I think Bud won't entertain.
And what if you're Canelo? I think the only thing you could possibly want is that rematch to get a little bit of that legacy back.
Remember when Floyd said, I think he should fight Terence Crawford, want to be great, he should fight David Benavidez. Remember Floyd saying that? Why do you think Crawford didn't pay that no mind? You know why? He listen, man. Nah, I'm gonna be strategic about this. And it is business-wise, it's smart. Terence Crawford is on the Mount Rushmore of boxing, but we got weight classes for a reason. He caught Canelo at the right time, like Canelo done, guys. And I'm not saying that his win is not valid. It's very valid, and that's what he was supposed to do. And he outboxed Canelo, and I can't take nothing away from his win. But was that the same Canelo that Floyd fought? Was that the same Canelo that Amir Khan fought? So Terence Crawford is gonna be strategic at this weight. He ain't just gonna come here and I bet you he don't fight at this weight again. I bet you he don't fight nobody else at 68.
David Benavidez is a natural light heavyweight, currently holding a title at 175 pounds.
He's definitely scared of me. If you have a fighter talking so much trash in front of you, why don't you make an example of him to the world? Beat me in the ring and make a whole lot of money. You know what I mean? So he sees a lot of things in me that he can't stop. Not only does he see speed, does he see power, but he sees a lot of heart in me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm going in there and I want to prove myself to the world that I'm the greatest fighter. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't scare me to get in there with another great fighter because I know that elevates me and who I am as a competitor.
Crawford, on the other hand, is a natural welterweight who built his legend at 147 pounds.
I ain't gonna lie, they gonna say that's why I gotta let y'all know, cause they gonna say I'm glazing, but I'm telling the truth.
Dig it.
This dude power for me, and I've been saying this for years, it carries through the weight class. Okay. So I can see him in the ring with a 175 or a cruiserweight, and if he touched them, I don't care who you are, you're gonna feel that shit, bro. I don't care who the fuck it is. I done seen him in the ring with a heavyweight.
And you fight Benavidez?
I like Benavidez, so I ain't gonna disrespect him.
I just want to see him fight.
I'm gonna say my opinion.
I just want to see him fight. That's
my opinion.
Absolutely.
At 168, if Benavidez come down there, I don't think he beats Bud.
Okay, I dig.
That's my opinion. People want to say I'm crazy, but
the skill is. The skill is.
The skill is there.
It's just usually because someone's a little bit bigger, right?
Yes, and they think okay, you got to be able to take certain punishment that the other guy's putting on you. But I watched Bud when he fought Canelo, and then I watched Benavidez when he fought Caleb Plant. And when I seen it was like Caleb Plant was outboxing him. So if Caleb Plant didn't gas out, Caleb Plant might have beat him that night. But Bud, he don't tire.
You're not gonna gas
he
out.
Come in tremendous condition. And for me, I just think Bud is a legend. So they might say I'm crazy, but people might say they're not gonna make that fight happen, but I don't think it's far-fetched.
Like that's the
How
that's
much
the
does
biggest.
one got to lose?
He been fighting that one. He's fighting him at 68, I think. He can get the
Yeah, 68 would be
He a big dude.
ideal because he came from 68.
He a big
Benavidez.
dude.
Oh, he came from. Oh, so he went up. Now he has to come back down.
Yeah, he would have to come back down.
That'd be a
difference too.
that's a fight. Like that's a
Yeah, because
fight.
Benavidez the truth too.
Hey,
he the truth.
Punches and bunches with bad intentions.
Yes, he the truth.
Hey, remember? Hey, go watch it. Go look. Hey, dog.
He the truth. He a killer.
Yeah,
Kane is our resident fight.
a whole killer.
Yeah, he watching. He knows.
He's the man we go to.
Renowned trainer Robert Garcia put it bluntly, warning,
There's no way. Crawford just got the biggest win in his career and one of the biggest wins in history. He doesn't need to go out there and risk. But it is too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight that he shouldn't take. I wouldn't do it.
Garcia called it a bad fight for Crawford. The fight was one that was primarily demanded for Canelo Alvarez, and many believe it is not Crawford's responsibility to clean up the division against a man who truly belongs in a weight class even further up the scale.
Listen to me.
Almost worse than Canelo was.
He will beat the living shit out of Terence Crawford.
If David Benavidez come out of 68, he'll fuck him up. I got Terence Crawford.
That's not
I ain't
gonna
betting against Terence Crawford no more. I mean,
Okay.
I ain't never bet against
Well,
him.
listen to me.
I bet $10.
You see what I'm saying?
But I ain't betting against
Because
That's like betting against
because he outboxed over the hill Canelo. People see how people think,
Yeah, but he's still
he a
dope.
crush. No, he dope. Listen, I'm not saying that he's not dope, but what I'm saying is, but you see how boxing can trick your mind. Listen, David Benavidez will beat the socks off of Terence Crawford. I'm sorry, he don't stand a chance. He's too little. How you gonna keep him off? And David uses a jab. I sparred with David. Listen, that's a tough fight.
Yeah, it's a tough fight.
That's a tough fight. Listen.
It's a tough fight, but
listen, Terence Crawford.
That little black nigga from Omaha.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Motherfucker from Omaha, that nigga is a
Listen
bad
to me.
mother. Shut your mouth.
But this battle against the powerful figures who control the sport is nothing new for Terence Crawford.
There's still a need for Benavidez.
Who? Canelo?
Turki people are talking about it.
Turki hit it at that. He was like Benavidez.
Yeah, he
Turki,
did.
So.
Turki just posted that this morning, wondering if Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No.
No, they ain't doing that fight. Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. We just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
It's going to be a tough fight. You can say whatever you want to say. Terence Crawford is one of the best in the division. Terence Crawford opens himself up a little bit. I think one of the major keys is going to be the jab.
That brutal, high-stakes battle for independence was a sign of things to come, proving that Crawford has always been a fighter willing to take on the boxing establishment itself to carve out his own legacy, a fight he finds himself in once again.
David, I gotta ask you, bro, before you leave, because all the fans want to know this. Can you still make 168?
To be honest with you, man, let Terence Crawford live. That's his weight class.
Okay.
I lost interest in 168 a long time ago. I know that we could get offered a lot of money to go down to 168, but I'm more comfortable at 175. I'm chasing better beef. I'm chasing Bivol. I'm chasing these other bigger. I'm chasing Zurdo Ramirez at cruiserweight. You know what I mean? So I've been at 168, but I have no interest in going down.
Dude's a maniac. Who chases better BF and Bivol? Who chases better BF and Bivol? What's wrong with you?
This brings us to a darker accusation simmering beneath the surface, that powerful figures like Turki Alalshik are trying to control Crawford with his money. But to understand why this situation is so charged, you have to look at the history. While it's true that Canelo has fought a long list of dangerous opponents like Mayweather, Lara, and Bivol, his specific avoidance of Benavidez is what stands out. For years, Benavidez was the boogeyman of the 168-pound division, calling Canelo scared and claiming he has no chance to beat me now. Yet, he was consistently denied the fight. The denial ultimately forced him to leave the division, and this is where the story gets even more interesting. For a potential Canelo fight, Benavidez made it perfectly clear he would not compromise and go back down to 168, arguing that he was the one with a championship belt. However, in a stunning reversal, Benavidez' father has now stated that if Turki Alalshik wants the Crawford fight, their camp is okay with moving back down to 168. This sudden flexibility adds major fuel to the fire that Turki's money can make even the firmest stances disappear. But this entire chess match is happening in real time. As of this video, Terence Crawford turns 38 years old, which is the 28th of September. The clock isn't just ticking, it's about to strike midnight in his prime. This adds a powerful sense of urgency to every decision he makes. The stakes of the Benavidez gamble are almost mythical. As analyst Breadman Edwards put it, if Crawford were to win, it might prove Bud is the best fighter in the history of planet Earth. It's a victory that could potentially launch him into the most exclusive club in boxing history. Edwards describes this as different rooms of greatness. One platinum room for immortals like Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson, and others for legends like Marvin Hagler. A win over Benavidez isn't just about another belt, it's about Crawford trying to kick down the door to that final platinum room. But this all-or-nothing showdown isn't his only option. There are other sharks in the water. A dangerous fight against young lion Jaron Boots Ennis is a challenge many fans are demanding. And then there's the simmering drama with Jermall Charlo, stemming from the moment Crawford, while dominating Errol Spence, pointed at his twin brother and declared, "You're next." In fact, some of those closest to him, like fellow champion Shakur Stevenson, believe he has nothing left to prove and are urging him to retire on this incredible high.
Honestly, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear Benavidez, Ortiz on Boots. I don't want to hear shit because, listen, bruh, he beat the face of boxing. He cemented the fact this was Terence Bud Crawford era. No rehydration clause, no catch weight. He said, I am going to beat you on Mexican Independence Day in the biggest stadium. I'm going to walk out to a mariachi band holding a guitar. Brother, guy, hey, bruh, that's belt to ass. He was the buckle, everything, bruh. After this, everything goes downhill from here. Nothing competes against it. And the thing is, he's only going to get older. What he's going to do, go down and cut muscle like Roy did? His mission was Nello. That's it. There's no Janabek, no Fundora, no Benavidez. None of that shit is over with, bruh. I hope he retires.
So imagine the two paths. Path 1, Crawford, at 38, makes the long walk to face a 200-pound David Benavidez. Is it a historic masterpiece or a tragic mistake? Path 2, he faces Jermall Charlo, settling a family score fueled by years of bad blood. Which story does the world truly want to see? The impossible challenge or the personal grudge? What we are witnessing is the collision of a fighter's hard-earned legacy, the powerful external pressures of the sport, and the harsh reality of time. Terence Crawford stands at a crossroads, navigating a minefield of options. He could take the ultimate gamble for GOAT status against Benavidez, settle an old score with Charlo, face a hungry young challenger, or decide his legacy is already written. In the end, the question isn't just about who Crawford will fight next, it's a question every legendary warrior must face. What do you do when you've conquered every mountain and the only thing left to battle is time itself? So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.